Thank you so much for your interest in the Wilson College of Textiles and our various fashion and textiles majors. To help give you a better sense of whether a fashion and textiles major is right for you, this presentation will introduce you to each major and what they involve, as well as the concentrations offered within each major. We'll also provide you with greater insight into the resources and opportunities available to our students, as well as some of the great things our students are doing. Assuming at least one of our majors sounds like a good fit for you, we'll then shift focus to recommended courses that you should take as you plan to apply for a fashion and textiles major. We hope you find this information helpful, and if you have any questions afterwards, please feel free to reach out to an academic advisor. Their contact information is included at the end. To start, it's important to note that we're the only college of textiles in the United States, and we are also one of the leading textiles colleges in the world. This means we have some of the best faculty and staff in the field, as well as fantastic connections to the fashion and textiles industries. And, as one of the smallest colleges at NC State, Wilson College prides itself on its small class sizes, which enables our students to get to know their instructors and each other much more easily than in larger departments. A great benefit of this is that our students do amazing things outside of class too, from joining fashion and textile student organizations, to working with faculty on a research project, getting a part-time job in a textiles lab, and connecting with fashion and textiles companies for jobs and internships. All of this translates into our great placement rate among graduating students, as the vast majority are either working or attending graduate school just 1 month after graduating. Case in point, Meredith Howell is a wonderful example of what you can do as a Wilson College student. She originally started out as a fashion design student, but pivoted to fashion and textile management when she realized she wanted to create her own business and fashion house. And so what started out as her posting designs she had made to Instagram ultimately blossomed into Maison de la Fleur, which features unique streetwear often inspired by tapestries. Her designs even caught the eye of NBA All-Star Zion Williamson, who asked that she design an anime-themed game day outfit. So, even as a student, you can do great things here, just like Meredith. Another student who's done some pretty amazing things in textiles is Jacob Ciora, who got both a bachelor's and master's degree in textile engineering here at State. As a Centennial Scholar, he received a substantial academic scholarship to attend State, and he made it his mission to give back to Wilson College as a student. This resulted in him joining the Textile Engineering Society, working for our North Carolina Textile Foundation, and even creating a mentorship program for new textile engineering, chemistry, and science students during the COVID-19 pandemic. Since graduating, he's been working at Hexcel Corporation, creating composite airplanes and helicopters, which should hopefully give you a better sense of how versatile a fashion and textiles major can be. As far as the structure of our college is concerned, we have 2 academic departments. The first of these is Textile and Apparel, Technology and Management, or, as we call it, TATM for short, which oversees the fashion and textile design and fashion and textile management majors. Our second academic department is Textile Engineering, Chemistry, and Science, or TECS for short, which oversees the Polymer and Color Chemistry, Textile Engineering, and Textile Technology majors. We'll spend some time talking about each of these majors and what they involve, but as always, feel free to reach out to an academic advisor if you have more specific questions after this presentation. To start, Fashion and Textile Design is a 4-year, studio-based cohort program that focuses on not only the appearance or aesthetic aspects of fashion and textile design, but also the functional and technical aspects of design. Students in both concentrations learn foundational design concepts, learn how to sew and create their designs using industry technology, and participate in the Emerging Designer Showcase in the spring of their senior year, which is a fashion show at which students get to show off their best designs. It's worth mentioning, though, that it will take you 4 years from the time you start the major to the time you can graduate, and students can only be admitted into the major in the fall semester. This is because of the sequencing of studio courses. You have to take your first studio in the fall semester to take the next one in the spring, and so on. For this reason, even if you're a current NC State student and have already taken some classes, you'll be extending your time to graduation if you ultimately decide to apply for and get accepted into this major. If you're okay with that, great. Talk to us about the application process and ask as many questions as you like. If you're not okay with that, we do have another major that might be of interest to you. We'll talk about that a bit later. There are two concentrations within the fashion and textile design major, fashion design and textile design. The biggest difference between them is that textile designers work in 2D. So for example, creating fabrics for home furnishings and in medical settings. And fashion designers work in 3D. That is, they take 2D materials and make it into a 3D product. So fashion design students learn skills such as fashion sketching, sewing, computer-aided design, draping, and pattern making. Textile design students, on the other hand, focus on the creation of the materials from which products are made. So textile designers work with fabric design and development, as well as coloration and production technologies, in translating their creative visions into textile materials. A few courses that students will take are yarn design, computer-aided design, knitting, and weaving. Fashion and textile management, on the other hand, is a business degree taught in the context of the textile and apparel industry. So students in this major complete economics, accounting, marketing, and management courses, to name just a few. Both the FTM and FTD majors are Bachelor of Science degrees, so it's important to mention that students must take a calculus course, chemistry, and physics. These courses then prepare students for their fiber science, yarn, dyeing, and finishing classes. And this foundation in textile materials science is one thing that makes our students incredibly competitive for internships and full-time employment, compared to, say, students from other universities. We have a ton of academic resources to assist students who need some extra help in these courses, so you can rest assured you'll be well supported through all of your classes in your major. Just like the fashion and textile design major, the fashion and textile management major has two concentrations to choose from: brand management and marketing, or fashion development and product management. The brand management and marketing concentration provides knowledge and skills related to marketing strategies, retail planning, consumer behavior, advertising and sourcing, and courses incorporate teamwork and the application of classroom knowledge to real-world industry challenges. The fashion development and product management concentration focuses on design and garment construction and allows students to enhance their creative skills. Courses in this concentration cover the fundamentals of product development for apparel and textiles, with strong emphasis on technology. So this is a great alternative for those students interested in learning about fashion design, but who are not necessarily interested in extending their time to graduation, like they would have to do if they pursued the fashion and textile design major. This is because the fashion and textile management major accepts new students in both the fall and spring semesters, and the courses aren't quite as heavily sequenced and studio-based as the fashion and textile design major. We'll now shift gears to the textile chemistry, engineering, and science department, which oversees three distinct majors. The first of these is polymer and color chemistry, which is an applied chemistry degree that addresses the science and technology of polymers and color chemistry. In other words, this major is more specialized than a general chemistry degree because of its focus on polymers and color specifically. For example, creating heat-resistant finishes for textiles, or identifying the appropriate dyes to use given the chemical composition of a particular material. There are three concentrations within this particular major, the first of which is the American Chemical Society Certified concentration, and it prepares students to enter any chemistry or related graduate program with specialized skills in polymer chemistry, fiber formation, color physics, dyeing, finishing, and chemical modification of fabrics. The Science and Operations concentration, on the other hand, provides exposure to the technology and chemistry of polymers, including polymer synthesis, extrusion, and characterization. Students can choose to pursue a graduate degree or go directly into an industry such as textiles, pharmaceuticals, cosmetics, or forensics. Last but not least, the medical sciences concentration is designed for students wishing to apply to a health-related graduate or professional program. The curriculum provides an applied science degree with the flexibility to take a variety of biomedical-related courses that will help them succeed in a medical-related career. Students wishing to complete all prerequisites for a successful medical, dental, pharmacy, etc. school application can do so through this program. Next up is the textile engineering major, which is an interdisciplinary program that combines textile science, mechanical, material science, and industrial engineering. Students in this major apply engineering principles to invent new products, solve problems using textiles, and streamline production processes. And it's for this reason that the major is so versatile and touches upon so many different industries that you see on this slide. Within the major, 3 concentrations are offered: chemical processing, information systems, and product engineering. The chemical processing concentration combines both textile and chemical engineering to develop chemical process improvement engineers for industries dealing with fibers and polymers. So it's not uncommon for students to actually double major in chemical engineering and textile engineering chemical processing. Information systems, on the other hand, provide students with skills in database information systems and is linked with industrial engineering, which allows most students to minor in industrial engineering or double major or minor in computer science. Of these 3 concentrations, however, product engineering is the most popular and focuses on the design of new and innovative products. Students may concentrate on specific areas of interest, including biomedical materials, sports textiles, and composites. Last but not least, the textile technology major is similar to textile engineering with about a 40% overlap in skills and knowledge. The difference is that textile technology is an applied textile science program that uses technical skills to produce materials. So you'll become an expert in the technology and processes involved in creating textile products. The 3 concentrations within this major are medical textiles, technical textiles, and supply chain operations, but there's also an undesignated option that allows you to add a minor without having to take additional courses. The supply chain operations concentration focuses on the design, management, and coordination of all activities required to transform raw materials into finished textile products. Medical textiles, on the other hand, involves the design and methods of producing textile products and devices used in medical applications, such as artificial arteries, prosthetics, and cardiac support devices. Finally, the technical textile concentration focuses on textile applications and products that serve a specific function without much regard to appearance. Automotive, packaging, transportation, and wearable technology are examples of industries where technical textiles are prevalent. For example, most people don't care what color their airbag is, but they certainly want it to work if it's needed. That's where technical textiles come in. To give you a sense of how each of these majors could translate into job opportunities, we created this illustration of different jobs within Nike and how each textiles major corresponds to that particular job. What you ultimately end up pursuing depends entirely on your areas of interest, which is why we encourage our students to pursue a wide variety of experiences. Not only does it help them identify what they're interested in, but it also diversifies their skill set and marketable skills. This is definitely not a comprehensive list of our internship and employment partners, but it should hopefully provide you with a snapshot of companies that hire fashion and textile students. You can see that some are traditional textiles companies like Nike, North Face, and Target, but some may be completely unexpected, like Amazon and the United States Navy. Again, the fashion and textile industries are much broader than just the clothes we wear and the linens we use, so our students are prepared to work in a variety of industries upon graduation. Case in point, even in the midst of a pandemic, the career outcomes for our May 2021 graduating class are pretty impressive. Within 6 months of graduation, 92% of our students were either employed full-time or attending graduate school, and starting salaries are very strong. So, you can see that companies seek out our students and that our faculty do a great job preparing students for not only jobs, but also additional educational opportunities. And because we want you to be as successful as possible here, we provide many resources to help you achieve your goals. Our academic advising staff can assist with your schedule planning and even study abroad preparations. And we also offer free peer tutoring in both textiles and non-textiles classes, such as calculus, chemistry, physics, and economics. We also have our own career services office that provides support for students who are preparing for internship and full-time employment opportunities. from career fairs to application and interview prep, and more. Our Student Services Office, on the other hand, is a great way to get connected to student organizations and activities within the college. It also provides diversity and inclusion programming for faculty, staff, and students. One example of this programming is a series of lunch and learns called Something to Chew On. Topics discussed include the 1619 Project, pronouns and gender identity, and the inequities faced by certain students when public schools transitioned to virtual learning. And of course, we support you all the way to graduation. Because we know you're likely to have follow-up questions, and to hopefully help you determine whether a fashion and textiles major is the right fit for you, we've also included these helpful links to explore on your own. I highly encourage you to check them out when you have time, as they'll give you a great sense of the many opportunities available within the college, as well as all the great things our students are doing. Assuming you're interested in pursuing a fashion and textiles major, we've prepared some course recommendations for each major. First up is our textile and apparel, technology, and management majors, and you'll notice there's quite a bit of overlap in what we recommend for either major. We encourage all fashion and textile design students, as well as all fashion and textile management students, to complete T101, TT105, and MA131, which is calculus, as soon as possible, and ideally within their first year. However, it's important to connect with an actual academic advisor who can evaluate your unique situation and double-check that you're taking appropriate courses. Next are the textile engineering, chemistry, and science majors, and as you'll see, there's a bit of overlap between them as well. Much like the fashion and textile design major, these majors include courses that are heavily sequenced and sometimes only offered in one semester. So again, it's important that you reach out to an academic advisor to make sure you're registering for the right courses at the right time. Speaking of which, here's contact information for two of our academic advising staff. I highly recommend that you connect with whichever one corresponds with your last name, as they'll be happy to help with any questions you may have, including assistance registering for a textiles course. Some of the classes within the Wilson College of Textiles are restricted to specific majors and even specific concentrations, so they'll direct you to the textiles course request form that will hopefully enable you to register for the classes you need before you apply and officially become a Wilson College student. All that being said, thank you so much for watching this presentation, and I hope it's gotten you excited about all the amazing things you can do with a fashion and textiles degree.